Hi guys, I'm Fakiefinga or Ben, and today I'm reviewing Nollie wheels, which I've got set up here on a Redemption MMC mould, and Fusion trucks, Fusion bushings, and Fusion tape on the deck if you're curious, but that isn't what the review's about. It's about Nollie new classic wheels, which I got here in blue. I got them from Fusion Distribution, which I'll leave a link to their website in the description, but you can also buy it directly off Nollie Wheels website and a few other distributors around the world. So here they are on the board. They'll have a nice sort of bluey colour to them, if you can see that. Let me just see if I can zoom in a bit. There we go. So as we can see there, they look very nice on the board. I have got one taken off the axle. That's a tech deck wheel, which I'm going to be using to compare in a minute. Here we have the wheel, and it just looks like a standard wheel, to be honest. The best way to compare this is to put it next to a tech deck wheel. If I just grab them nicely like that and try and focus it a bit closer. There we go. So if I put these next to, you can notice that the Nollie wheel is a bit smaller, and just on the edges here it's a bit more rounded off, whereas the tech deck wheels are a bit more square, and this has got a bit more rounded off just on the edge here. Also, going down the wheel, so down the wheel like that ways, it has little lines which helps it grip, which the tech deck wheel doesn't. The tech deck wheel is just completely smoothed off, whereas Nollie wheel's got these little grooves, which I think is really nice. The next comparison I'm going to do is on the back of the wheels. This is going to be quite hard to see. I'm going to have to angle it to try and show it to you, but at the back where your truck would make contact, there's like a small groove that maybe you can just see the line there. I'll try and use this to point it out. There's like a small little groove, it just goes down there, which just means there's less contact on the truck, which means it spins a bit better. There we go, you can see it quite well there in the light. You can see it's just been perhaps the tiniest of bit, it's just been worn away a bit more by the machine to, there we go, you can see it's been there. So it's got no bearings in it, but it's everything that Tech Deck did wrong, it seems that Nollie wheel did right, because this wheel, even though it's a non-bearing wheel, spins really well, and it is just a nice wheel. And inside here, it's quite hard to see, but this bit here, which is thin, which is actually making contact with the axle, there's a bit more of it, so that means it's straighter on the wheel. So it's not like going tilting to the side as much. So if I was to try and demonstrate this to you a bit, let me just bring this up a bit. Oops, not that much. There we go. There we go. So on a Tech Deck one, you can kind of see that, like when you push it in, the wheels go to the side quite a bit. There we go. You can sort of push the wheels in like this on the sides, and if you push down, you can sort of, they're not flush to the ground, and they're horrible, and they make this really, when you push them, they sound like they don't want to roll. Even though the wheels, they're dragging a lot, they don't sound like they're enjoying rolling, whereas Nollie wheels, they don't drag, and they spin. Obviously they're not going to spin forever because they're not bearing wheels, but unlike Tech Deck wheels, they're almost like they don't want to roll. So everything Tech Deck did wrong. The Nollie wheels, new classics, are what Tech Deck wheels should be. These should just be standard Tech Deck wheels. This is how the most basic of wheels should be made, because they just roll fine. They don't have any drag. They don't want to roll on forever. They just complement you rolling, and when you're pushing along, it doesn't feel like they're dragging. It doesn't feel like they're trying to speed off ahead of you. And there's really nice. It makes it feel like it's the perfect between Tech Deck wheels and bearing wheels, because bearing wheels, you're going along and it's almost like the board's wanting to go along faster than you're actually going, and Tech Deck wheels are like, oh, come on, can't I just stop? I don't want to roll. Whereas these, it's like you forget they're there, and you're just like sort of almost like just hovering, so you just forget that there's actually wheels, and you're just going along, and it's just completely fine. So I definitely recommend these for anyone who's thinking about upgrading from Tech wheels and perhaps doesn't have enough money or doesn't want to splash out completely on bearing wheels. And even if you do have bearing wheels and you have a deck which maybe you possibly might be using outside, or I know you're going on holiday or something, you want one you can take around with you, and it doesn't matter if it gets lost and you don't want to waste bearing wheels but you don't want to have rubbishy Tech wheels. This is definitely, the wheels, for how good they are, they're a good price and you won't be annoyed you bought them. I've used them for 2 weeks and they picked up a bit of dirt, but that doesn't affect their rolling at all. So they haven't been picking up dirt on the actual wheel. Inside the axle there's a bit of dirt on them, but that isn't affecting how they roll at all. So they're really good and I would recommend them. I've tried bearing wheels, I've got flat face wheels, I've had winkle wheels, and I've still got them, and I could have my, I think they're like G4s, I could have them on the stack, but I don't. I have Nollie wheels because I just think Nollie wheels, they're just so in the middle of all the wheels. They're like the mean wheel. They don't, like I just said, they don't feel too slow and they don't feel too fast. They're just right for how I like to ride. So I definitely recommend picking up a pair of Nollie wheels, even if you have got bearing wheels. They're just a nice complement to any wheel set that you've got, and they're just really good to have. These are the wheels that Tech Deck should be making. If Tech Deck are making wheels like this, I'd be buying Tech Decks just for the wheels, because these are some really good wheels. They're professionally made. They're all the same. None of them are wrong sizes or have had cracks in. They're all perfect. They've been made to a very high standard, which is good, and I definitely recommend them. Links to the website so you can buy them off Nollie Wheels and Fusion will be in the link. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the review, please do like and comment on how you thought the review went. If you're interested to see me reviewing any more products that I'm buying, etc., please do subscribe, as I will be doing a review on Fusion Tape next. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.